First of all, how are you guys enjoying your day of speed dating?
Oh, it's been great. What have you been thinking about talking to 1,000 people in 2 hours, Matilda?
The same things. Been getting a lot of the same questions.
Steve, the gauntlet has been thrown. You cannot ask the same questions that Matilda has answered for the past, I think it's 6 hours now.
Okay, I'm gonna give it a shot. And
I
here
can't
we go.
wait. We love a new question, right, Tilly?
Yeah, we do.
Okay, so I'm going to start with, hypothetically speaking, I know that neither of you would steal anything from a movie set, but would you happen to have borrowed anything from the set of this movie where you planned on bringing it back, but you just never did?
That is a new question.
I have two. Did you get anything, Matilda, or no?
Did I?
Did you take a shirt? Did you take one of your shirts?
Wait. Yes, I took some of my costumes. Because they had like so many extras. They had so many extras of the shirt. So they were like, "Hey, you want to take one of these? You want to take one of these?" And I was like, "Yes."
I took the keychain, which was a Hobbs type keychain for George. And not took, Tyler Props, who was lovely, gave it to me. And then I took my Binders Keepers name card thing.
Aww.
There we go. Have either of you seen Ex Machina?
Yes, I hope Matilda has not.
Well, you know something, this is a question for you, Ben, because
By the way, Steve, you're 2 for 2. We haven't heard either of these questions so far.
Yeah,
So far you're nailing it.
So my question is, with you in this movie, in the store that you're showing the name tag from, if you would show it up again.
Binders Keepers.
Right. There is a sequence in the movie where you are dancing on camera. And I'm just curious, when you start dancing on camera in a movie, how much are you in your head thinking about how awesome Oscar was in Ex Machina when he was dancing?
It could never be matched. That dance routine is like gorgeous and smooth and amazing. And then you see my dance routine and it is very much not that. It is literally like we were just dancing and then Lena's like, "All right, what about something in this aisle?" I was like, "Sure." And then, "Okay, well, let's do something weird in this aisle." Great. But that was so funny because those are the type of, because that's like for my character, he starts to believe in himself a bit more and he starts to like show it through dancing a bit. And I love watching that stuff in movies. So the fact that I got to do one of those and I'm like, oh, making a dance montage. I can't believe it. I'm so excited. So that was very exciting for me.
I love the way the movie opens with like the Silver Surfer joke, the Wolverine comic book. It's a great way to bring people in. And I'm just curious for both of you, do you have a favorite comic or was there one joke in the movie or one reference you really enjoyed?
I loved Spider-Man growing up. I loved X-Men. Spider-Man was big to me though, because he was a New York kid who was funny as well as being a superhero. But I mean, I loved Marvel when I was a kid. I had all the cards. I collected a ton of the comics. So Spider-Man was a big one for me. Was there a line or something in the movie, Tilly, that you love? Is there a certain line that you're like, oh, this one is so fun to say?
A line? I feel like there were a few ones where it gave me some joy. I mean, like the wholly unanticipated occurrences was actually really fun to say.
Mm-hmm.
And Holy Bagumba, those kinds of lines were fun.
Yeah.
Matilda, I'm going to give you a lot of credit and say that you were fantastic in the movie. I really enjoyed your performance.
Thank you.
I'm curious, where and when did you find out that you landed this role? Because I heard there was like 1,000 people that tried to get it.
Yeah, so it's strange how I actually found out. Well, not really, kind of. So I was in the middle of Times Square and there were so many people everywhere, pre-pandemic, of course. And I got a phone call on my mom's phone and it was from Lena and I put it up to my ear and I could barely hear her. And she said, "Hey, Matilda, you want to be in this movie?" And I was like, "Yes!" And I started jumping around everywhere and I was so excited. My mom actually has a video.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah.
Oh, please tell your mom to text me that video.
Yeah, I will.
Okay, great.
There is for both of you, I think a lot of people who are going to watch this interview, there's going to be people that really don't understand how movies are made. For each of you, can you share something that might surprise people to learn about actually making a movie, things that maybe they wouldn't know?
Sure. What do you think? Matilda, this was your first ever movie. When you went on set, what did you realize? They're like, whoa, I didn't know it's this.
I kind of knew a lot of this stuff because my dad's an actor, so I wasn't surprised about much. But a fact that I didn't know, like I found out watching a movie once, was that movies are filmed out of order. And I didn't know that. And yeah.
Yeah, that's a big one. I think that's a good call.
Yeah.
Also, I think people will be, if someone visits set, they're going to realize how boring it is. Some people are like, oh my goodness, it's going to be like every minute everybody's, but you know, Matilda and I go on camera, do 5 takes. And if they have to turn the camera around, let's say it was on Matilda and it's going to be on me, that's going to be 35 minutes. So then Matilda and I are just like playing games with each other, like, you know, just wasting time. If anytime a friend of mine comes to set, which is almost never, they're like, whoa, so this is it? It's like, hey, you do this and then you wait, and then you do this, then you wait, and then you do this, then you wait. There's a lot of waiting. Yeah. And I think people would be really surprised how much actual acting you do and how much waiting to get ready for acting you do.
This will probably be my last question. And by the way, I'm feeling so much pressure to not
ever, Steve? Anything. This is your last question ever in your whole career? Oh my goodness.
100%.
Oh my goodness.
Listen, I know that you guys must have had a lot of fun making this movie. When you think back on the shoot, what's like a day or two that you will remember forever?
I think that car chase scene was really fun. Saying goodbye to Tilly was very sad. I remember that one. Saying goodbye to you, that I found that to be very sad because we had such a good time and we became such good friends, and then it was just over. Then it's just over, and you go back to your respective cities.
Yeah.
That I remember that day very well. What other one do you think? Oh, and I had to hang off the side of a building. That was terrifying. I will not forget that. Yeah.
That took a while. We did like so many takes for that.
That was terrifying for someone who's afraid of heights. What about you, Tilly? What's some of the stuff you remember?
I feel like all of them were actually really fun to film. Like every scene was so exciting and fun. So
I think I have to go on that note, but I'm going to say that I'm looking forward to Space Force Season 2.
Hey.
And something called Station 11, which is right up my alley and way more adult than this movie.
Matilda started on Broadway in a way more adult thing, and she's going back to a way more adult thing for Station 11.
Yeah.
On that note, seriously, congrats. I know this is going to be a big hit for you guys. Families are going to love it.
Thanks, Steve. I appreciate it, man.
Have a great day.
Talk to you again soon, man.
By the way, you didn't repeat any questions.
I know, you did great. I'm so proud of you, Steve. I can't believe it. You know what I mean? I'm rooting for you. From the beginning, I was rooting for you. It looks like.
By the way, it's hard.
You have a Betamax? What do you have behind you?
Oh, yeah. Beta SP.
You're doing great, buddy.
Yeah, by the way, I can't believe you knew what that was.